Alright. Greetings and salutations. It's your boy D-Boom for LLE.Ascension, aka LLE Tarot. We are back. Just got in from work. Sorry about these late messages, but I'm an old man. I sleep early anyway, but I'm pretty sure y'all gonna be up and about. So, might as well enjoy these readings. I'm gonna try to schedule them live apart, but I pre-recorded these and just uploaded them, so, you know. Probably shouldn't have said that because that's probably gonna make a lot of y'all not watch it. But just check me out. These some good messages. They always are. And I'm gonna keep this brisk, like I've been doing in the past. Messages, and I'm gonna do the head, shoulders, knees, and toes rant. Show you the spread, and then we will begin. So head, that's swords, thoughts, decisions, mentality, ideology. That's the direction you go on, the decisions that you make, and everything starts from the mind. Cups. Cups are feelings and emotions. All feelings and emotions are just indicators of where you're going mentally. Heart and mind must be aligned with everything that you do. Who rules the heart mind department? The divine feminine, of course. Then you got wands. Wands are actions and behavior. Things you're doing, things you've done, not things you finna do because you ain't did them yet. What you've done in the past is accountable and has karma attached to it. What you're currently doing is accountable and has karma attached to it. What you finna do, karma, accountability, ain't nothing attached to what hasn't happened yet. So pentacles are persons, places, and things, or manifestations. Things you can taste, touch, see, feel, and hear. All pentacles expire. All pentacles have expiration dates, and all pentacles are temporary. Why? Because we live in the third dimension. It's a temporary space and time, a pentacle in itself, where all things expire. So, who rules the wands? The king of wands, divine masculine. In the pentacles arena, yours truly. I'm a divine feminine, but I'm talking to the masculine. So, let's get the spread out. So, coming to the situation, we got the ace of wands with the divine masculine and his karma. Karma is the top row. We got the queen of swords. As far as the karma, when it comes to the feminine. When it comes to the masculine row, karma, we got the Fool card. And going into the future, we got the Ace of Swords. As far as the Divine Masculine's direct and conscious energy, he's kicking this thing off with the Seven of Cups. As far as the feminine energy, directly, consciously, he has the Four of Cups. This is the world, temporary space and time, where all things expire. As far as the masculine role, yourself, you directly in regards to yourself, we got the Eight of Swords. That's walls, gates, self-imposed prisons. We'll dive into that in a second. Going to the future, you directly, consciously masculine, we got the Ace of Cups. Now, overall energy, which is fairly important, we got the Queen of Wands. This is the divine feminine. Yours. And bottom line energy, which is very important, we have the Eight of Cups. This is the Pay the Bill card. So, let's get with it. First card in this message, masculine, we have the divine feminine. Divine feminine in a nutshell is just the queen of actions and behavior. Who's the king of actions and behavior? You. Thus, this is your divine counterpart. Now, this doesn't have to just be your divine feminine. It could be a divine feminine. Now, what makes a person divine? Their wands, their actions, their behavior, things that they've done, things that they're doing, not things that they finna do. This isn't the Queen of Pentacles, so it ain't what they got that makes them divine. It's not their status that makes them divine. It's not what they have in their life or in their possession that makes them divine. It's their actions. This could show up as like a good mother, a grandmother, a praying grandmother, you know, your second mother, you know, a very good friend, a good woman, a good wife, you know, potential mate, right? It's their actions and behavior that makes them divine. We're just going to take it as your divine feminine because this is the karmic situation, right? Lion Master's karmic situation. Why is the feminine even out here? Now, usually when the feminine come out, when divine feminine's got her cape on or is in divine form like this, she gets a tendency to trigger you. You know, you shouldn't be getting triggered by your divine feminine. because your feminine is learning to not get triggered by you. If you get triggered by what your divine feminine is doing or have done, you just need to work on yourself a little bit more. Point blank, period. So, clarifying Queen of Wands, we got the Two of Swords. Two of Swords are so-called options. Why I call them so-called options? Because there's only one right way in life. You got left, you got right. It's only one right way, and that's up. It just froze there, and that's up. What's up? God is what's up. Now, if you ain't ready to go up, you can always prep to go up there. Three of Swords would be the pain card. Pain is mental, just like a decision is mental, or options are mental. It's something that you register, right? Your divine feminine, obviously going up because she's in divine territory. You know what I'm saying? So, you torn. This is like a fork in the road. You don't know which way to go with your divine feminine. You torn between maybe your divine feminine and something else. Or you just don't know from your divine feminine's actions and behavior where you really trying to go, or maybe what she's trying to go with you or something like that. So overall energy was just fairly important. You got to make up your mind on what you need to do with your feminine. Feminines, hopefully, it's their job to lead. It's their job to guide their masculines. The divine feminine, in a nutshell, is just like a lighthouse in the bay. Masculines are the ship that's coming in. Ships don't know where the dock at if there is no lighthouse to guide them to the bay. You know what I mean? So your feminine has been a guide this whole time. And you kind of been indecisive whether you should dock or not. You should. Bottom line, what's more important than anything, we got the Pay the Bill card. This is a two-part card. First part of this card is keeping your integrity up to par and staying divine at all times. Like Miss Patty Bell. Miss Patty Bell's integrity. Her integrity been cool since the 70s when she first came out. Her integrity ain't never been in question. You understand what I'm saying? She's always kept God first. She didn't just do secular music. She did gospel too. That's why she's still alive and thriving. You know what I mean? Because she kept God first. Something that feminines, divine feminines, do all the time. You got divinity. You got to remain divine at all times. This is a divine feminine. You're a divine feminine. She's divine. She's not a karmic. She's not a catalyst. Understand what I'm saying? It's the reason why she's divine. Patty LaBelle is divine. She's the divine feminine. I'm a divine feminine. You could be a she could be a he. You know how we rock it. Flip side to the Patty LaBelle card. Aside from Patty LaBelle keeping her integrity up, because if you notice Patty LaBelle, like, you remember that song Biggie made, Dreams of Fucking an R&B Bitch? He threw her in a line. Like, Patty LaBelle probably wouldn't even approve of me even having her as a card. But I'm sure if she found this channel and was watching it and seeing my definition, even though I got her in a good light, but she probably ain't feeling it. She'll probably sue my ass like she'll do Biggie. You understand what I'm saying? Because she wasn't having that. He put her in a song and it wasn't really in a divine light. And she sued him. You know what I mean? She was a big part of the reason why he didn't stay with RCA. You know what I mean? So every time people done got out of line with her character or got out of line with her integrity, she smacked their ass. Because her integrity ain't want to fuck with. Her name ain't nothing to play with. Put some respect on her name. Alright? And that's what having this energy does. It's, keeping your integrity good. And as far as divinity, Patty LaBelle been a queen at all times, man. She ain't go out like Whitney Houston. No disrespect. She ain't go out like Phyllis Hyman. No disrespect. You know what I mean? Look at all the divas from the 70s till now. I just find it highly strange that Patty LaBelle is still standing strong. I mean, mainly because she keeping God first, something y'all don't want to hear about, but big facts. And then the second part to the Patty LaBelle card is the Patty Pie aspect of it. You know what I mean? It's going to be November next month. It's going to be her season. Her season is around this time. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. Like, she got them patty pies, man. She making money hand over fist. And it ain't just patty pies. She doing first battles. She got her own YouTube channel. So subscribe to it. I'm a subscriber. She be doing her thing. She enterprising, which is really what the 8 of Cups is. It's enterprise. Something you need to be doing, masculine, because it's something your feminine been doing that's been opening up a lot of doors in her life. This is your divine counterpart. So if your feminine can do it, I'm pretty sure you can. Patty Bell ain't signing no label. She ain't a slave to no label. I seen a picture of Anita Baker, man. She looked like she was stressed out. I mean, aside from her little divorce, you know what I'm saying? I seen a picture of her on tour, man. She looked tired. Tired. You understand what I'm saying? Look at all these artists dying, dropping dead on stage, dropping dead on tour. Some Aretha Franklin, Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you work for yourself, when you're enterprising for yourself, it's longevity in that, like Patti LaBelle. So masculine. You've been wondering how you're going to stay in the game, what's going to keep you in the longevity realm of things. That'll be enterprise. Coming into the situation, your karma, you got awareness. Now, this has been coming up in your energies a lot. Ace of Wands is awareness. It's being woke. It's being awakened. This is the Nebuchadnezzar in my deck, like the Nebuchadnezzar from the Matrix, not King Nebuchadnezzar from the Bible, but the Nebuchadnezzar from the Matrix. In order for you to ride the Nebuchadnezzar to go where? To the Four of Wands, Zion, home, heaven, whatever you want to call it. Home is where the heart is. Home is also where the hate is, where some of the greatest become greater. Home is also the real world. Four of Cups, this is the Matrix that we live in. This world might seem real, but it's real fake. It's a Matrix. We'll get to this in a second, but the only way you're going to get home, you know what I'm saying, is through awareness. Neo had to jack out the Matrix. Wake up out that bubble. You know, only to get flushed down to the sewers of the real world for the Nebuchadnezzar to pick him up and take him home. This is the first step towards survival, towards awareness, towards path and purpose. It's Three of Wands. Towards twin flame union, reunion, or recognition. Four of Wands. Everything starts here. You aware. Because you know who made you aware? Your divine feminine. Note to the divine feminines that's watching, cross-watching. People ask me what should happen after recognition. In my personal opinion, if I could put a time frame on things, recognition, like a good recognition, should be about 2 years. 2 years to give you more than enough. Ace of Wands, awareness to know exactly who your divine feminine is, where your divine feminine came from, what your divine feminine is about, why she even in your face and in your space, why she has the influence that she has over you, why she's influenced by you. You know, 2 years, recognition period, you should know where your twin come from. The first 2 years, me and my twin was like 2 peas in a pot. He showed me where he grew up at, you know, where he went to school at, what houses he lived at. He gave me information on his past, you know, things that he used to do, who he was before I met him. You know what I mean? He gave me all the awareness during recognition phase. And in the same sense, I put him on too, where I come from, what I'm about. He introduced me to his family. I introduced him to mine. The first 2 months I knew my twin, I introduced him to my father, who had just got out of prison. My father been locked up all my life. He got out on my 25th birthday. And at my father's coming home party, I brought my twin. Because I met my twin flame like a month before my father got out, which was on my birthday. So I met my twin at 24. My father got out on my 25th birthday. So already 1 month until recognition, you know, I was bringing my twin around my family. Took a while for my twin to bring me around his, but in the first 2 years, we pretty much had awareness on each other's background. You know, our aspirations, our dreams, things that we wanted to do in the future. Karma, masculine, awareness. It's like I tell your divine feminine all the time. At this point, if you don't know who your divine feminine is, I mean, it ain't too late. Better late than never. But you should be aware, be getting aware, or need to get aware on who exactly your divine feminine is. Maybe it'll make your choices, your decisions, the direction that you want to go with her. He could be a she could be a he. You know how we rocking. Just a little bit more better. Karma. By not having awareness on who your divine feminine is, it's karma to that. Because you'll get her mixed up. You'll get her twisted. Thinking she a karmic when she not. Thinking she ain't about her business when she is. Thinking that she's, I don't know, codependent on you or infatuated with you when that's really not the dealio. Your feminine be dropping jewels. She drops awareness. Hopefully you picking up some. You directly come into the situation masculine, you got the 7 of Cups. This is the Pimp Cup Chronicles in my deck. What's the Pimp Cup Chronicles? It's the equivalent of it's Pizza Day. And you know how you in class and we had pizza day on like Fridays. We get to watch movie and have pizza and stuff like that, drink pop, shit like that, have snacks, junk, candy. It's like pizza day comes out, pizza's getting sliced up, divided, and dispersed. You know, they open it up to 2 liters and they pouring it in styrofoam cups, but instead of a styrofoam cup, you pull out a pimp cup that's bedazzled with rhinestones with your name on it and shit like that. Kids are, you know, wow, what's that? Like, man, I wish I had a pimp cup. It's like you come into lunch with McDonald's. Everybody eating sack lunches or free lunch and shit, and it's like you come out your bag with a McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like kids being at awe. Like, bring your kids McDonald's to your school and see how cool they're gonna be and shit. You know what I mean? It's the Pimp Cup Chronicles. It's just differentiating yourself from everybody else. Six of Cups is the step before the Pimp Cup Chronicles. What's the Six of Cups? That's the sauce. What's the sauce? That's your steez. That's your essence. That's what makes you masculine. Six of Cups is being all that. But guess what? We all that. Everybody in this world, every human being is all that. We're all loved by God equally. We all got a fair shake at life equally. You know what I mean? It don't matter if you was born into a rich family or a poor one. It doesn't matter your nationality, your race, your ideology, your religion. Whether you was born in a good situation or a fucked up situation, we still all are the same. Because we're all that. But you gotta be all that in a bag of chips. And this bag of chipsness is what's gonna differentiate you from everybody else in the 4 cups, the world. Something in you. It's a cup, it's a feeling and emotion, whatever it is. What are feelings and emotions? Just indicators of where you're going mentally. Something in you that needs to come out. It needs to be given to the world. What's the step after the Pimp Cup Chronicles? The Enterprise card, the Patti LaBelle card. That was the bottom line, which is more important than anything. We'll get to that in a second. As far as the feminine, bro, your karma in regards to the feminine right now, masculine, we got the Queen of Swords. This is the Lucy Liu card. Oh yeah, for those that thought they was gonna hear about like who your masculine fucking with or dealing with or dating right now, like you can go to another psychic with that shit. This is the divine masculine's karmic situation, right? Yeah, that's karma. You speaking more of the karma and the energies around your divine masculine more so than relationship situation. We're getting closer and closer to the last days, and then the real last days, y'all think it's the last days now. It ain't. You'll know when the last days is. Like when the world is really going to shit. Like when God really comes back. Like things like sex and relationships, them shits ain't really gonna be what's popping. Really, it's gonna be survival. You know how a third world country functions? Should be more like that. More than being in people's business. More than knowing what everybody else got going on. Like, you know, it's like the real world of the Matrix, man. We just keep it real here. But at any rate, in regards to the feminine energy, your karma, you're gonna have the Queen of Swords. What's the Queen of Swords? Let's be 10 toes the fuck down on what mental direction you want to go with your divine feminine. You started at the 2 of Swords. You need to know what direction you want to go with your feminine. Karma to the divine. This is the feminine row. Karma. You need to be 10 toes the fuck down. Not just make a decision on what you want to do with your feminine, but you need to be 10 toes the fuck down on the decision. This sword right here is this sword right here. You need to be 10 toes the fuck down on what direction you want to go with your feminine. The reason why I call it the Lucy Liu card is because it's like Lucy Liu in any movie. She's serious. She ain't playing. She's kicking ass and taking names. She really ain't talking too much. She doing more doing than anything. You know? Talk is cheap. And like communication is the 8 of Wands, right? So communication is 80% non-verbal. So it ain't really what you're saying, it's what you're doing when you communicate. And not saying nothing is saying something. Masculine, you need to be 10 toes the fuck down or what direction you want to go with. Not just your divine feminine in your life, but the divine feminines in your life. You directly in regards to the feminine, this was your karma in regards to the feminine, the Lucy Liu thing. You directly in regards to the feminine, you got the 4 cups. This is the world. The matrix, as I like to call it. The crab bucket. The plantation. You know. 4 cups. That's the 3rd dimension. It's temporary. It's just a temporary space and time where all things expire. The world's gonna look like Mars one day. Ain't gonna be no people on this piece. It's gonna be a barren desert, just like our Martian brother or sister, whatever planets are to you. The world is, in fact, is a pinnacle. It's gonna expire. An asteroid can blow the world up. A comet can blow the world up. A freaking gamma ray burst from a whole other galaxy that's facing this direction can just wipe us off the face of this Earth. A big, huge foreign body can come in our solar system and fling Earth into the cosmos, away from the sun. It's going to be the end of the world. The world, it's temporary space and time where all things expire, including the world. Same way I can walk out my door and get hit by a stray bullet, it's the same vulnerability that the world has in this vast ass space, man. Like, really, when you get bored, just Google how many times the world gets missed by asteroids. It's at an alarming rate. That's how you know we're divinely protected. Just like God protects his people, God protects his pinnacles too. World, you need to get a really good look at what the world is. It's fake. The world is like a Sims game, ain't it? Shit that's going on in the news, the shit that's going on around you, the way people is acting, real fake. You be more fake people than real people. You come into contact with more bullshit than real shit. That's just the world. It's just gonna keep getting whacker. I don't speak doom and gloom. I just speak facts. I know what the world really is. It's just a temporary space and time. All things expire on it. You know what don't expire? The infinite. Fourth, fifth dimension, heaven, Zion, the real world, it's infinite. This is the matrix. And if you don't see how fake the world is, if you don't see how fake people is, matter of fact, let me take that back. You see how fake the world is. You see how fake people really are. And this is an effeminate energy. So you see how these women folk, these women ladies, these feminines are really acting out here. 70% of the world is karmics. 28% of the world are divines. And then you got the 1-2%ers. They can fit in either category, but you start to see what the world really is. And it's not the fantasy world that you thought it was. It ain't feeling like the American dream no more. It's feeling like an American nightmare. And you're starting to get a vivid picture of the people in the world that you live, the things that's in the world that you live, and the place you're at in it. As far as the masculine role, the karma to yourself, we got the Fool card. What's the Fool card? It's being in a whole new world like Aladdin. A whole new world like Aladdin. Like, once again, real recognize real, and the world looks unfamiliar. Real recognize real. People looking unfamiliar. Your friends look unfamiliar. Family is looking unfamiliar. Like, you know, you see how fake the world is, and it's like this is the Fool card. So it feels like you've been a fool this whole time. Thinking people were a certain way, only to see how people really are. Thinking the world was a certain way, only to see the real world. You know, it ain't just awareness your feminine gives you. She gives you truth. She gives you path. She gives you purpose. She brings evolution. She gifts you with powers. The stuff that she does, you can do. Maybe not in the same manner, but you are your divine feminine's divine counterpart. But guess what? You the king of wands, so you got one up on your feminine. Told you. Queen in the chess game gets taken, game still goes on. King in the game gets taken, game over. Divine masculine, you Neo. Your divine feminine is like Trinity. Trinity dies, shit, we can still save Zion. Neo dies, it's a wrap. You are the one. That's why I call you Neo in the Matrix. Like, you're the one. You might think that you might not be up to the standards that your feminine holds you to. Or, like I said, a lot of masculines think that your divine feminine look at you in a high light, or look at you in a way that you feel you not. You think your feminine is infatuated with you. Nah, she just know exactly who you are. Your feminine ain't wrong. How she looks at you, how she view you, the way she coming at you, because it's her actions and behavior towards you. You know what I mean? That you can't seem to figure out. You've been a fool this whole time, not knowing you're the one. But you know now. And the main reason why you've been a fool, and a fool is also like a hobo. What's a hobo? That's a bum on the move. Bums, you see them on the street, at the same place, doing the same shit all day, every day. Hobos, they at least earn their keep. They at least keep it moving. They at least travel and experience the world and like help the lives of other people. They just move different. But you directly in regards to yourself, we got the Eight of Swords. This is a self-imposed prison or walls and gates you keep against your heart and mind to keep your heart and mind from getting broke, to keep your heart and mind from getting taken advantage of. Main reason you've been a fool in this full energy or just being unaware, because all the Fool card is just being unaware. You know, your karma, you be getting a lot of awareness, so you can't say you didn't know. Can't say that your feminine didn't tell you that you were the one. You can't say you never heard this whole twin flame rhetoric before. You can't, because you hear it, right? It's a lot of things that you can't say you didn't know, because in reality you did. You just played the fool. Why being in a self-imposed prison? What's a self-imposed prison? It's a false sense of entitlement. You know, it's entitlement that made people do wicked shit. Person steal from you, they felt entitled to do it. Person played you like you stupid, they felt entitled to play you like you dumb. Person took advantage of you, they felt entitled to do it. Like, entitlement, that's really where it starts. You know? Eight of Swords is a false sense of security. You insecure. You feel without a thing. It's a pinnacle, whatever it is, without a person, place, or a thing. And let me note, there's no pinnacles out here. So there's no manifestation. There's no new manifestations. Like, all we covering here are straight swords, cups, and wands. There's no pinnacles out here. Just want to throw that out there. So, false sense of security. That's being insecure without something. You feel you need something to be secure. Whether that's money, whether that's a person, whether that's being in a position or a place in life, or a specific thing you feel you need in your life in order for you to be secure. That's self-imposed prison, thinking you need something for something. Eight of Swords is also what I like to call the boogeyman effect. You remember when you was a kid and you was scared of the monster under your bed, so you pulled your covers up to protect you from the monster, but in reality, if a monster was really hiding, the boogeyman was really hiding under your bed, like he would just pull the covers back and just eat you up or do whatever boogeymen do to kids out here. And God, the boogeyman ain't real, because there'd be a lot of dead kids out in this motherfucker. Just because you put this invisible protection on doesn't mean it's going to protect you from anything. That's like putting on a t-shirt and somebody told you it's a bulletproof vest. It's a t-shirt. It's not a bulletproof vest. It's like the Emperor's New Clothes. You know what I mean? You got to be in a self-imposed prison, which is a mental prison. One thing about mental prisons, because swords is shit that you register. One thing about mental prisons, it's an invisible one. Don't nobody know you in this prison. You know, you don't even know how you got yourself in, but guess what? You got yourself in this mental prison. You can get yourself out of it. It's mental. It might take time for you to get out this rut, this mental rut, this mental prison, but hey, you're gonna have to do it. Eight of Swords is also, like I say, walls and gates. You can't build no gate or wall against your heart to keep your heart from getting broke. You got professional wall hoppers, professional tunnel diggers that can scale these walls or get under these walls. You building walls against your heart to keep your heart from getting broke. All you doing is keeping what's inside in there. There's stuff in you that needs to come out. Back to the Seven of Cups, something in you that needs to come out. You know what I mean? You build. That's what you basically did to your divine feminine. You know, you created these obstacles like American Ninja Warrior to get to your heart, or you put all these locks right around your heart, and your feminine got the keys to all these locks. You put up an American Ninja Warrior obstacle course to get to your heart, and your divine feminine is a ninja though. These karmics can't crack your codes. These karmics ain't got the time, energy, or resources to even attempt to try to love you, or attempt to try to get to know you, or attempt to try to know what's best for you, or at least try to help, or at least be understanding, or at least be there. Feminine is all that. She does all that and more. And it's like you put every test, every obstacle to try to keep your feminine away, but she always gets it. You think she doing magic. You think she cheating. She not. She put a lot of work to deal with your ass. You are a lot to deal with, and that's something you starting to see. Put it in better terms, this Eight of Swords. This is like The Walking Dead. When it's like a zombie apocalypse, right? And we found a prison, just like Rick in the game. Now we chose a prison, right, to hide from these zombies, or at least build some type of place of substance in a zombie infested world. But it's more zombies than human beings, so eventually it's just gonna be more and more and more zombies. Y'all got gates. It's a prison, but eventually these zombies are gonna knock the gates down. So right now these gates are keeping you safe, but in reality, whatever's inside this prison, it's gonna be nothing in there. The water's gonna run out. The food is gonna run out. Substance always run out. Why? Because we live in a world where all things expire. I mean, yeah, they try to build a farm and they tried to agriculture and they was like raising pigs and shit like that. But even the pigs got infected by disease. Couldn't eat the pigs. Like I say, it's a whole world full of zombies. Zombies are karmics, you know. So eventually, it's gonna get to a point where you're gonna have to find a new place of substance. So it'd be best to take these metal gates and make ammunition out of it, make weapons out of it, shields out of it, something that you can use to get you to the next destination. Makes no sense for you to have fences protecting a place with no substance. You'll starve in there. You gotta find food, you gotta find water, you gotta find shelter, you gotta find substance. You might as well utilize these gates. Now, you take these gates, you use them to make shields and spears and guns and ammo and shit, right? Alright, well now you ain't got no gate. Of course you're gonna be scared. You won't have this, once again, boogeyman sheep protecting you from the reality of the outside world. But what you do got is weapons. You do got shields. You do got a way to protect yourself. That's how the world works. And this Eight of Swords is sitting right next to the world. That's how the world works. You know, sometimes you gotta take lemons and make lemonade out that shit. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do instead of what you want to do. That's what the world consists of. So you getting a real big lesson on what self-imposed prisons really are. What building walls and gates against your heart really does. Like, all it's doing is keeping what's inside, and keeping people who need to be in your heart and in your mind away from it. Future final roll, wrapping this up. Going to the future in your karma, masculine, you got the Ace of Swords. It's only one right way, and that's up. Told you. You kick the situation off with the divine feminine, right? In the direction, sword. This is a decision or direction you need to make with your feminine. Karma, you need to go up. And if you ain't been going up, it's only one right way, and that's going towards your divine feminine, or at least going up to where divinity at. What's up? Goddess, what's up? Right? You've been teeter-tottering on what decision to make. It's only one right way. Make the right decision. Whatever decision you're going to make that's right, I'm pretty sure your feminine going to be somewhere around there. Ace of Swords in my deck is Ascension. It's going up. This is also strength, power, authority, dominion. A for anything you need to acquire in life, to attain in life, you can get from your mind. You don't need to go anywhere outside yourself for anything. Ace of Swords essentially is like the loading chamber in the Matrix. What do we need? Guns. Lots of them. It's like a whole bunch of guns. You know, when Trinity needed to figure out how to drive the motorcycle, how do I drive the motorcycle? He downloaded it, gave it to her. Now she know how to drive a motorcycle just like that. That's how God works. Anything you want to know in this world, you can get the A for answers to. All you gotta do is A for ask. You're divine. You're very powerful. Your feminine ain't the only one with the powers. Masculine, you got them too. You just gotta learn how to A for access it. Final card in this message, you directly go into the future, masculine. You got the Ace of Cups. This is self-care, self-love, self-respect, self-admiration, self-realization, self-identification. Self-care. You gotta take care of yourself. Told you. What's the divine masculine's role? That's the Two of Wands. What's Two of Wands? That's survival. Like masculine, all you gotta do is stay alive long enough to see the great things that's gonna happen with your feminine. That's gonna roll off on you. All you gotta do is stay alive to see the goodness that's gonna happen in your life from staying true, right? Self-love. You gotta learn how to love yourself. Why? So you can love another person, like your divine feminine. But it ain't just learning how to love yourself, it's having unconditional love for yourself. Thus having unconditional love for a person. Your feminine been loving you and you ain't even been loving yourself this whole motherfucking time. So she's been loving you unconditionally. Because she's learned to love you from afar. She's learned to love you from where you at. You've been putting out so many stiff arms towards your divine feminine that she just learned how to deal with you from afar. I'm asking to push their feminine away. It ain't like they feminine went away. They just kind of stay away. You know, because they found out the hard way of trying with you when you don't want to try no more, or loving you when you don't want to be loved. You know what I'm saying? Or taking care of you when you ain't the one to be taken care of. Self-respect. You gotta have respect for yourself in order to give respect to somebody else. Self-awareness, self-understanding. You gotta understand yourself. Why? So you can understand a person like yourself, like your divine counterpart. You don't know who you are. How the hell are you even gonna understand an enigma like your divine feminine? Self-realization. You gotta realize you a divine masculine. You Neo. Thus your divine feminine is Trinity. It all starts from self. Everything starts from self. And masculine, it's time to get yourself together. That's the message that I got. Hope I can be a good use. It's your boy D Boom. Please stay tuned for Divine Feminine's Karmic situation coming up next. 1.